Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am pleased to launch the Risk Al Arab podcast, and this is the first session. And why this podcast? With the singular purpose, it is with the singular purpose of improvising the way we manage risk in the region. That's why the name is Risk Al Arab. But it is not about, more frameworks, more tools, more heat maps. Nothing about that. It's about the real stories, about the ones who have been in this space for some time. And we want to have honest conversations. What has worked for them, what hasn't, and how to actually navigate the journey ahead. So I am very pleased to have my first host today, Adil Akhlaq. Adil, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Adil has been, mashallah, I know him for some time, and he has been working in this space for quite some time in the region. So actually, I will start. I will not give a detailed introduction of Adil, and I think Adil, you can introduce yourself as to how has been your journey in the risk space, and then you can take the conversation forward from there.
Sure, fine by. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. Uh, I'm in a risk management for last 20 years plus, and I started like with the audit, and I started with the audit, then move on to risk management, enterprise risk management. Then I was around the region, GCC region in Dubai, in Doha, currently in Saudi Arabia. And most of the time, I work with developing ERM framework, enterprise risk management framework. I work with the people who are who are supposed to coordinate very closely with the audit committee, risk committee, CEO, first level chief, and obviously the second leadership, all those people. So, Alhamdulillah, it's been quite a journey for me. I learn a lot from the people. So currently I am in Saudi and looking at the GRP sector.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. So Adil, today we would take one topic and would like to have your insights. From you on that particular topic. And I think that is critical. That is critical one for the risk management, and it is about stakeholder management, right? So I'll just take step by step. So first of all, just let us know as to who the real stakeholders are for the world, for the risk management department. For you, who are your real stakeholders?
So Fahim, this is a very good question. You asked me that who are the real stakeholders? This is sometimes we are quite confused about who we are talking to, who we are reporting to, whose report matters. I would say, we have a multiple stakeholder, very key stakeholder. It's starting from our audit committee members, risk committee and audit committee members. Sometimes they have one committee, sometimes they have separate committees. But these members, they are responsible for providing oversight of overall risk in the company. And they are our major key stakeholder. Then I would say our CEO, our separate CEO from the first level chief, because CEO is a very key person. CEO has a full sponsorship to risk management, and his role, he is one of the critical stakeholder of our risk management. And then we have our first level chief, our leadership, and all those people. They are the critical stakeholder who are actually the risk owner, and managing risk matter to them most. If they are not managing the risk, it matter to them, our leaders, because if they do not manage the risk, obviously all of our performance will be impacted. And then we have all the employees, who are the part of the overall culture, risk culture. So they are also one of the major stakeholders. Without them, we cannot, capture key inputs. So these are our major stakeholders.
I think you have mentioned a very relevant point at that all the employees are the relevant stakeholders. And it just emphasizes the importance of risk management within an organization, that it is not one person's job, rather it flows throughout the organization. Uh, I have also worked with the risk management, finance, in different functions, and you all also might have worked with other departments, within other departments as well. Is there, if I may ask you, is there anything unique when it comes to stakeholder management or risk management? Anything unique? For instance, as a CFO, I may obviously have different stakeholders, for instance, right? But as a risk leader, when you talk about stakeholders, is there anything that makes it unique, the relationship?
The key factor is our stakeholder, most of our stakeholders are very confused about role of risk management. And you find them puzzling around the risk management. You find them, they have their own background. They also have come from different companies and all the things. But what they noticed is every time they found risk management doing different things. So I feel like clarity of the role of the risk management is very puzzling for our stakeholder. What exactly the risk management a function as a function is supposed to do. Yeah. So this is one of the key, key things of the.
Yeah, you have very honestly identified the real challenge, which we all have to face, right? That one exactly the risk management function is doing. Um, so, so if I take it on from here, right, and you have, mashallah, spent quite some time in risk management in different countries within the GCC. So how have you tackled that challenge? And how once successful have you made it up till now? What have you done, for example,
Yeah.
is that challenge to clarify the role or for better management of stakeholders? Or any story that you can share, exciting story, which are you
Sure,
uh,
sure. So, Koheen, so I'm kind of person who love to work very closely with the chief. And why I call chief because they are the decision makers, they are the risk owners, they are the one who can make a decision on any risk. So one of the way that I work with the chief is that I want to have a very close communication with them. Most of the problem comes because there's a big communication gap. You want to talk to CEO, you want to explain the risk to CEO, he doesn't know where you're coming from. It takes time to explain things at the highest level. So if you are meeting your leadership like the once in every quarter, then forget it. You cannot, go with it, get it. You need to meet them very frequently. You need to give them, exposure about, what kind of rates are emerging, what kind of rates we are talking about it, what kind of the strategy we are talking about it, and what new factors are coming in the market. More communication you have with the CEO, with the key players, more if less communication gap it will be, and it will be very helpful.
Yeah. I think that's an excellent point. That, as you mentioned earlier, that if risk is related to each and everyone within an organization, it means it has obviously something to do with the decision making, right? And for that, you need to be in regular communication. But obviously, practically speaking, you know as well that there are, I mean, obviously, office protocols. I mean, uh, some bureaucratic processes. And if you have to have meet to them regularly and to have that kind of conversation, what kind of, I would say, abilities or skill sets, right, you need to have for that communication to be effective? For instance, if I am a new risk manager and I want to do the same, have a regular communication, what kind of skill set, what techniques I must have for that?
You know, what I value more from the risk managers, that are they able to explain risk very clearly or not? Sometimes we have so many generic view of the risk that sometimes we are not able to properly communicate what exactly could go wrong and what could be the impact. So I see, because I see a lot of the risk, they take the risk from the risk libraries, and they try to tend like some risks are quite regular, some risks are routine, some risks are are very they are very few risks which are very unique. So I feel like this kind of the language does not help management to understand the risk. So first thing is, are you able to explain the risk? This is how good you are to explaining the risk. As long as you are able to do it, the conversation starts. People started to take interest in, oh, that's a risk. Oh, that could be the impact. What we are doing about it, they start checking it around. But if you are using a very robotic language,
Right.
if you are using a very, fancy words and all the things, people get bored of it.
Yeah. I think that's a very relevant point. Um, I think simplicity or communicating it in the way that they can understand. And obviously, that has to then link it. You need to then link it with their objectives. That's how actually they can then understand. It can be in their language as well, right? So, when we say about this relationship of stakeholder management, what exactly is the, because in any relationship there are certain trade-offs, there are certain tensions. Party A wants something, party B has their own, I mean, motivations or incentive. So what kind of a typical tension do you see exist between the risk management department and, I would say, the chiefs or the line managers, which one has to actually, uh, you can say, manage? Are there any conflicting interests in your opinion?
Yes, yes. So, when we, one part of the risk management is scanning the horizons. You about scan the horizon, you find out internal factors, external factors. Now, these internal factor and external factor impact the company and the stakeholder in different ways. For example, we have finance, we have marketing, we have a strategy, we have a technology. They all are different mindsets of people. Now, every factor, internal or external, it could be perceived differently by the different stakeholders. So, as a part of the enterprise risk management, our job is to consolidate all the context for coming from these risk factors, and our job is to explain in a very clearly and plainly to all these stakeholders. Now, everyone has its own role to mitigate it. It's not like that one person is responsible for everything. We promote the teamwork. We promote the, as a whole, the company is mitigating the risk for the single objective, for the single outcome. We want to have a minimum impact. We want to have a minimum adverse impact. So as long as you get on board the stakeholder about that what we want from them, they are able to tell you whether they can do it or not. If they cannot do it, this is also very important information, because this is something you want to take it upward, and you want to communicate with your CEOs and with your board members that there are few areas where the management is not able to do it. They need a support on them. Right. So this kind of the thing, can get aligned the people on the single page, on the same page.
Right. Excellent. I think two last questions. One, I think you have slightly touched upon, but I would like to extend it further. Um, in terms of risk ownership, so we say in every framework, in every communication, in every talk, we say that everyone is a risk owner. Right? Each one, every person is a risk owner. And why we say it? Because we say that, okay, if someone is decision maker, decision owner, then he is a risk owner as well. If everyone is risk owner, then what is risk management department doing? So this is the common, you can say common retention, as you mentioned about the infusion, right? And someone has to be very clear as to what is the role of risk management for that better stakeholder management. But have you faced any challenge? Have you ever heard from someone that when you say to him that, well, you are the risk owner, and he say, okay, then what are we doing? What's your role with that, right? So has there been any such scenario, and how did you tackle it, or in general, how to tackle it?
No, Fahim, this is the question that I have been asked almost in every company, everywhere. That if we are the risk holders, what is your job? This is the question everybody asks. And I think here is the confusion they have a people. So, so one is that the risk owner. I used to tell my my company that you are the risk owner. You own the risk. You plan the strategy to mitigate it. I am the risk management framework owner. Yeah. So there is a framework which is approved by the board. Yes. The framework defines what is the role of the risk management, what is the role of the stakeholder, what is the role of the management, what is the role of all the employees. And the framework defines that how all this information will be consolidated, will be reported, will be compiled for the higher level meeting. So my job in a risk management, I'm not a risk manager actually. I'm a risk management framework manager.
That's a neutral word already. You say.
So we have the framework as that's good. Yeah, and we need to roll out the framework for all the company, and we need to tell all the stakeholders their role, responsibilities, and everything. And then they are able to understand. Okay, now this is the framework. Everybody's role is defined the framework. This is why we are putting the way. And plus, to be very honest, some leaders are very keen on the risk management. They utilize the risk management as a very good decision making tool. I have one of the CEO. We used to call meetings like evening like 6 p.m., 7 p.m. And he used to have such a great talk on that risk before he finalizing any decision. There could be a procurement issue. There could be a acquisition issue. There could be a new technology issue. They used to engage the risk management. So I always realized that the it's also up to the management to have a better utilization of the risk management. They also can play a very good role.
Yeah, so this will help a lot of people as far as this title is concerned. Risk management framework. But jokes aside, I think the real point is that obviously we need to have some uniform of or consistent practices across the organization, the way risk is being managed. And this is where obviously you are supporting the team and everything. Last thing, um, if someone has just taken the ownership of risk management department, uh, what would be your three key important points that he or she must do within the next 30 to 60 days for a order management? What should be the roadmap taking the position after taking the position of the risk management?
The first thing is your leadership should be on board. So my always priority is to meet all the leaders, one-to-one meeting to explain the risk framework, to explain that what kind of the outcome we are expecting, to explain our methodology, how we are going to manage the risk, how we are going to report the risk. First of all, I want these leaders to not to have any confusion about the risk management. So this is my first thing.
This is first, right?
This is the first thing. The second thing is that I would like to work to have a mechanism where we would can capture internal and external factors around the company. So we could have this kind of the nervous system. We can call it like where all the information flows from different part of the company to your table. So you need to have the network with all the employees in the company, and you need to find a mechanism with them where they are able to report to you what are coming, are coming up on the radar, which we need to pay attention.
Right. Excellent. Great point. Yes.
And third one is like, the last one is all about awareness. The more you're aware, the all imply about the risk culture, about taking the risk, about managing the risk. What exactly does it mean? Sometimes it's not always a negative word. and also a positive word, if you are a risk-taking person, we call it as a positive person. Yeah, the, the risk taker is always a positive guy.
I think these are some excellent points, and I am glad to have you as the first guest of the Risk Al Arab podcast. I'll just take a moment to actually, I mean, obviously, I've learned a lot, and I'll just like to summarize the key takeaway points for me as well. I think first one is the understanding that risk management is something that is relevant for all employees across the organization. So it's not your stakeholders are all the employees, not only the top management or the board. Second, very relevant point that Adil has mentioned is about having a regular communication. It's not a quarterly exercise, regular communication with your stakeholders. And least but not the last is having the right network within the organization so that you can have that communication channels where you can be apprised of what's happening in an organization. So you need to understand the business, you need to understand the latest developments, challenges, then only you can add value as far as risk is concerned.
Yeah, true.
So thank you very much again, Jazakallah Khair, for taking time out on Friday. It's a holiday. Totally the point. And wish you a blessed Friday, inshallah. And
Thank you.
take care. Thank you very much again, Aziz. Have a great Allah Hafiz.
You too. Bye.